Just hopping on. I'm going to invite some people over real quick. You can invite whoever is possible. I'm looking to wrap this up today. This is the last live stream I'm going to be doing in reference to Ed Higgins, so please invite. Not looking to go through this again. Gonna be starting in just a second. I'm waiting for a few more to hop on. Got some interesting stuff today. I'm going to be speaking about Higgins, wrapping that up and concluding that whole chapter. And I'm going to be kind of moving on to the next subject. There's a movement that desperately needs help. I'm going to be calling out a few more people on top of Higgins, so it's going to be pretty interesting, I think. Let's see how this goes. So will I, so will I, and the sun will rise even one more time. So will I, so will I, and the sun will rise even one more time. So will I, so will I. Run to the horizon line, not to the finish line. Call you with this hands, because can I hear the finish line? Alright guys, I'm going to start in just a second. There we go. Alright guys, name is Billy Taylor. I serve the executive director of Philly.FYI. We were the organizations that had the majority of the permits for Philadelphia for the DNC. I led caravans to Standing Rock in North Dakota, multiple. I started a national chat group to support caravans, to help donation supplies get out to Standing Rock. I do homeless events often. I can't give you an exact, sometimes they're more frequently than others. I do that through the anonymous community. Active online, a truth seeker, I guess, active within my community. Just to give you an example of things I do in my community at the local school, I used to donate $10,000 to $20,000 worth of services a year. We'll clean up areas. I own a landscaping business, so I actually have my crews clean up one area, work slow that day, use it as fill work and help out the community. So that's kind of a little bit about me, who I am as an activist, things I've done. With the DNC, I was on WikiLeaks, Vice News, did a documentary on me. They did a ride around. I made news around the world. We were the organizations. I was the one with the idea of the DNC coffin. I don't know if anybody remembers the DNC coffin. It was paraded through Philadelphia. That's actually what made world news. I'm a peacekeeper. I'm basically your counter tactics, police tactics. So I counter what the police do. A lot of times cops will incite violence and bring aggression with the different things, and what I do is I protect the people. I watch the cops. I see what they're doing. I see how they position themselves. I predict what's to come. I try to keep it peaceful. When cops have bigger, badder weapons, trust me, against the people, and we don't want them to use them. So it's a little bit about me. I'm going to explain how Higgins and I met. Now, I'm an activist in Philadelphia. I was organizing for the DNC. Another activist that we didn't really see eye to eye was talking crap on. He was involved in Democracy Springs. So Higgins was trying to do the same march, but opposite. And, as soon as he did that, he said that, I'm like, well, I want to help him right away. First off, my goal was to help all Bernie protests. Found out some Bernie type march or event that he was planning. So I helped him. His logistics was off. He had no idea what he was doing. He was never an activist, never really engaged, nothing at this time. Nothing. He made an event page on Facebook. That's it. So I linked up with him. I reached out to him. I said, listen, your logistics is off. Democracy Springs, I think at that time, I believe it was, they had it scheduled for 10 days. It took 11 days to go from Philadelphia to D.C. He had it scheduled for 7. So your logistics is off. I actually gave him and put him in contact with organizers around the nation to help him out with that. I was his first kind of contact for the first thing he's ever organized. Imagine that. Imagine that. That's how we met. Now, what I want to get into, I want to just go for the guts. I'm going to get as specific in detail as possible. At the end, there's a lot of stuff. So if I will miss anything at all, if there's any comments, questions, ask. First off, I own a landscaping business. I'm a single father. I don't do this for a fact. After this, I'm going silent. I'm getting rid of Facebook and Messenger and all that stuff. I don't do it for this crap. This is a way of networking out and exposing someone that is a really bad person. And there's a lot of negativity right now against bringing that bad person down. False information going out. We'll get to that later. Okay, with Ed Higgins, it all started really with the DNC. He came up, well, it was really Bruce Carter. Bruce Carter had $1 million idea. He wanted to run a food voucher con. This is something he did down in his home state of Texas. I think it was like 5 years prior. He scammed kids out of food, basically. He got a grant from the, I think it was the state or the government for $600,000. Over $500,000 is what he got. Bruce Carter, founder of Black Men for Bernie. I called him out back in Washington, D.C. Wrong time, wrong place. I had no sleep at all. I wish it could have been different, but I'm going to be honest. I would do it all the same because that was the only opportunity I had to be in front of him. But I called him out publicly. That was Bruce Carter. He's a con man, Black Men for Bernie. So he had a con he wanted to run at the DNC. Food vouchers. Go figure. He wanted to charge $30 a day to put basically peanut butter and jelly sandwich in a brown paper bag with water, and there you go. You figured, $30 a day at 5 days a week, that's $150 a person. I mean, you're expecting 1 million people, it's $1 million idea. Now, again, like I stated earlier, he found out real quick, I couldn't be bought or sold. I was working out of his office on Broad Street. That was one of 3 offices we had. I had his fleet of minivans. It was, I think, 7, 8 total. They were wrapped, Black Men for Bernie, brand new minivans we had. We did a lot of good here in Philly when campaigning. We used guerrilla campaign tactics in Camden, Jersey, and we had a campaign hub for Bernie Sanders out of my shop. So basically, it was a campaign office. I seen what campaign offices can do. I think the one out of my shop came in like second out of every. It was doing really good for a little hub. So I know what kind of results you get when campaigning. Those minivans did wonders. Never seen the results that they did in Camden, Jersey. Gary Frazier, big activist in Camden. He works with the school districts, the education system. I see this man fighting every day. He'll testify. He's an activist. So he came up, wanted to run this con. He seen I couldn't be bought or sold. Here's Higgins. He was going around for 2 months instead of organizing his event. He had other people do it. Came up into town. Now, they wanted to get Higgins' names on the permits. Why? Because Higgins could be the puppet for Bruce Carter. Yep. He could have got his RV down at FDR Park, which would have been able to transport the food and water. That's why Higgins' name was so important to get onto the permits. I wasn't going for it. We went out to a meeting one night, because I wasn't going for it. They were hungry. I wanted to stay at the office. I used to sleep at the office. Most of the time, I slept at the office. That's how late I would work. Worked out of 3 offices. Northeast Philly, Center City, and Pemberton, New Jersey. So they wanted to go out to eat. I wanted to wrap it up. Now, we went out to eat, and still they wanted their name. There was no reason to have his name on the permits. He said, in order to bring this and that and stages and people, and we had a world-class stage, 3 jumbotrons, production team. I mean, we had a crew from Hollywood that came out. Higgins, we didn't need you. We didn't need let's all work together. It didn't happen that way. So right away after that meeting, his computers got stolen. I'm from Philadelphia, man. Now, he opens his car door up. I think he had some kind of game system. He had an iPod. He had all kinds. Listen, man, look, They're going to take everything, first off. So it didn't make any sense at all. He tried to accuse me of stealing his computers. Now, when this is all said and done, in the description, I'm going to post links to post, because I've been posting proof all week long. So everything I'm saying, I'm going to be able to prove. In the post on this one, with the computers, you're going to see text messages. These are actually from his phone. One text message, you're going to see him threaten me and blackmail me. Another text message, you're going to see him telling someone else, somebody stole my computers. He went around spreading the rumor that I did. That didn't work. Didn't work. Okay, so what did he do? We had a meeting with the campaign staff, high-ranking officials, Mark Lindenbaum, Richie Pelletier, with Philly.FYI. Our team included Jeff Epstein, Gary Frazier, Yane Indigo, Stephen Mark Georgia, Rachel Simmons Delgado or Delgado Simmons. I can't remember. I'm sorry, Rachel. I'm really sorry. We had Bruce Swartz. We had, I think that wrapped up the team. I think Emily Connor may have been there as well. We had a meeting. Now, Bernie Sanders is coming into town. He wants the permits. Okay, I actually got these permits for Bernie. I got them for him. Now we're organizing the resources we needed for the security protection of the participants, just water supplies. Governments have been known to cut off water resources. So, what we asked basically was for help and assistance. These people are coming to Philadelphia for Bernie Sanders. He deserves some of the responsibility. We knew the numbers. He was pulling in like $10 million a month in donations. Like, we're standing with you, Bernie. Help us. So I didn't ask for financial. Dickie asked for financial support. He did, because we asked for mental, physical, and then Dickie Warfel. Oh, Dickie Warfel was there too as well. Don't be mad at Dickie Warfel. We spent $150,000, mortgaged his house. That's what bought the jumbotrons, the stage, everything. He donated that. The man, he brought the love. When it came to Philadelphia and organizing, that is the man that was responsible for the love. So, and keep in mind, Richie Pelletier was a friend of Dickie Warfel's as well. It's not. So, this is how that all came up. Higgins goes and spreads the rumor. He's jealous, first off. We had the meeting with the campaign staff. He's pissed because I'm not putting his name on the permits. Why did he want his name on the permit so bad? He wanted to go down in history. This DNC was expected to be worse than the DNC in '68. It brought violence. Kids got the crap beat out of them. Literally, what happened there changed laws, changed history. It rewrote history. That's what was expected out of this DNC. People were pissed off. The establishment has never pissed on the people like they did for this election. I mean, let me take that back. They always have. But we have the tools now to expose it. We have smartphones. We're smarter than ever. What question you want to know? Take out a smartphone, you'll know. So we're able to expose the corruption. Now we see it firsthand. It's not as blatant. So he wanted his name written in history. Little man, big ego. And so he spread a rumor. $1 million for the permits. And he used Letitia. I don't want to butcher her last name, so I'm going to leave it there. Again, I'm going to post links. I'm going to give a brief description of the link. Letitia went and gave a testimony. This is how it all started with me. Media reached out to me in reference to a rumor that happened a year ago, and it was this rumor, the $1 million rumor. I'm like, what the heck? I had no proof that Higgins was the culprit of this. Everybody knew it, because he wouldn't stop anybody I go to do business. Bill, I don't know. Higgins is... Bill, I don't know. Higgins is... I knew it. Wasn't able to prove it. You can't prove word of mouth. So I went to Letitia and asked for a public apology. Damn it, her old man just died. She's in mourning. Are you serious? She did this. She did. She gave a public apology. She gave a statement. And said Ed Higgins is the one. Again, I'm going to give the link to this when it's done. I was hurt. I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe it. So I called Higgins out for an apology. He acted like a little child and ran off, and that's how this all kind of snowballed into what it is now. So now, with him doing that, I just want you to know, it's a rumor. People go, it's a rumor. It's sabotage, man. slander. It's, oh my God, what else? Defamation. Discrediting good activists. He claims to be media. Keep in mind, people. Keep in mind, he claims to be media. Reporting the truth. I'm proving to you. He sabotaged a federal event. An infiltrator of the Bernie movement. A Republican. He is a registered Republican. Infiltrated the Bernie movement. I stand by this. What he did during the DNC put his own selfish ways above. I wasn't sure if he was a provocateur or infiltrator, but we researched his past. We found out, I'm going to get to his past too. I'm going to tell you about the business he left. His girlfriend, he just split on and abandoned the child he was raising as a child, as his own kid. I'm going to get to that in a bit. I'm going to give you this guy's life story. Higgins, if you don't like me, sue me. Take me to slander, because I'm going to get to how I'm taking you to court for slander at the end of this. This is sabotage. This is sabotage. I'm the guy, I got 7 permits. You break them down by day, by zone, by location. There is 24 permits. You have politicians. You have freaking rich, really rich people that want these permits. They can't get them. I got 24 of them. And he spreads a rumor about the one guy that opens the streets of Philadelphia for all activists. I got organizations on the permits that weren't able to go to the city directly. Meaning if they went to the city and applied and they were available, they couldn't get these. The city would not give them the permits. But because I added them onto the permits, they were allowed. Streets were open. Only ones I wanted to stop was Hillary supporters. So the city felt the burn. And if you were in the city of Philadelphia during that time, you know what happened. I was responsible for that. God, there was something else I meant to say on that one. So he absolutely sabotaged the Bernie movement. He absolutely sabotaged the DNC. I was the guy. I was executive director of Philly.FYI. That was the organization. This is what he did. Media, constantly reaching out. Organizations you're trying to work with. When you're reaching out for support, donations, water supplies. Heck, ask people that did donate. When they would go to donate, Bill, how can I do? We didn't even get a donation page up, I think, until the last month. I would tell them, donate a case of water. We had cases of water being shipped to us. I'd never asked for finances. It wasn't about that. We catered to the participants. I even went on live stream. I'll have to backtrack that one. It may take some time. And we did press releases, everything, offering I think all of our zones to Bernie Sanders. We had a world-class stage. We did it. All you got to do is come on stage and give the show. It is yours. And this guy's running around the nation as a lead activist under the name of media with no credentials. I understand we are the media. Like right now, I'm reporting to you. I'm giving you my report. This is me being the media. Are you paying me for it? I believe in it. That's why it's fraud. Right there should tell you. Right there should tell you. That's one federal event. It's very disheartening. You don't understand, like, the amount of effort that we could have put into. See how well Philadelphia went? There was a revolution that was blacked out by media. We did take her back. We denounced the party. We fractured the Democratic Party. Why do you think Trump won? We put him over our knee. We said, don't do it again. And they're still blatantly, they're not acknowledging anything. So do you think 2020 is going to be any better? That's another story. I'm sorry. I'm getting off track here. I'm sorry. DNC, there was a big piece of me. And the amount of distraction and work and time and effort went into that lie could have went into bettering the DNC, the protest. Look at how good it went. It could have been better. I'm telling you, I slept in offices. That's how much I worked. 16, 17 hours a day. Ask people that were in the organization. They would leave, I'd be working, they come back in, I'm sleeping on a couch or a chair. Now, I'm telling you, a lot of time went to this lie. If I worked that much, imagine that time going to actually organizing efforts. He sabotaged one federal event right there. Now, what I did, I got testimony from 2 people. I'm still waiting for other testimony, but from others that were in the organization. I don't think Higgins understands this one. Oh boy, he messed up. He went and debated me, and that's where he claimed ownership of this rumor. He claimed ownership. I didn't have the proof. He gave me the proof. He actually debated me. Thank you. Thank you, ABB. Another organization I own. A bunch of trolls. They're not real anonymous. I'm friends with Richie Pelletier on Facebook. You went on that debate. You said his name. You were right about a couple things. You gave some information. You just also let people know you were responsible for that lie. Richie Pelletier, I wrote. Now, he hasn't given me a statement yet, but I will screenshot what has been said so far, and I'll post it. Not a problem. There goes more freaking proof. You're welcome to reach out to him yourself. Or any of the individuals I stated that was at the meeting at Philly.FYI. Yane Indigo was not part of Philly.FYI, but I did request her being there. One of the most beautiful inside-outside activists. Leave her be. She doesn't want to be in the middle of this. I get it. Leave her be. She's beautiful. She's a beautiful person. So anybody else, reach out to Mark Lindenbaugh, Richie Pelletier. You want to find out? I got the proof that Higgins started a rumor. There you go. He's sabotaging federal events. Boom, right there. Let's go to the next one. Standing Rock. Okay. I'm going to get to Occupy inauguration. There's a couple comments that I want to make about Occupy. Because I said I could prove Occupy. I can. I just don't have the freaking time to dedicate to this guy. I already got what I need to really proceed farther with lawsuits and everything else. Occupy inauguration. If you know, I know this because I've been secretly organizing with people. Ed stopped me from organizing. This is the sabotage he does. Stop me from organizing. I won't work with you. He did it with the Unity March in Washington, D.C., where I called out Bruce Carter. I won't work with you. I won't give you resources. If you work with Bill Taylor, he's like, this guy's like, I swear, he's my arch enemy or something. I don't know. The guy really got a heart over. So, Occupy inauguration, I'm not going to get into. I'm not going to disclose. But I am going to let you know where you can find the proof. Ed Higgins with Occupy inauguration. I don't know what happened. I know a bunch of chat groups went down. There was a number of organizations that were working together for Occupy inauguration. Those chat groups that went down, you're talking about information that's being data banked, organizing efforts. You're talking about individuals, activists, organizers from around the nation that are communicating through those chat groups. Communications were tethered. This was right before the events were scheduled. Do you know? Oh my. You want to talk about sabotage? Again, I wasn't allowed to organize for that. Thank you, Higgins. But one of the leads on that, man, I am really, really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I wanted to talk to you. I did not want to call you out on this. I did not. Was it Evan Duke? Duke Evan the third? I apologize. He was one of the leads. You want to get to the truth of the matter? Talk to him. I truly believe. I understand you and Ed were good friends and all. Are you an activist? If you're an activist, don't lie. Tell it like it is. He fucked up. Tell it like it is. He down chats. People come to you. Don't make me jump back into this crap. Because people come back to me and go, Bill, blah, 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 blah. Duke, you're going to make me have to go out and get testimonies and do what I got to do to prove this. Because I'm not going to get called out on crap. I only talk about stuff I know for a fact. Otherwise, I'll stand there and say, Ed Higgins, you are accused. Who's accused? I can get to some of that later on. So Occupy inauguration, he absolutely did sabotage those events by taking down the chat groups. That's the second federal event. I'm a political activist. Higgins is parading around under media. What are you doing, man? Saying you're an activist? You are sabotaging events. What have you done to help these events out? What have you done? I'm going to put the debate on there that we had. One of the things I asked Higgins, I go, what have you done successful? Name one thing you organized. He said, DC to DNC. How I met him, how I helped him. I was like the very first activist he's kind of like ever met. He says that. I said, don't even try it. 8 people marched. He called for thousands. People donated hundreds of food meals. They didn't go to waste. They went to a church and were donated. But that wasn't successful. In fact, that was a failure. And he parades around the country as, oh, I organized one of the worst events ever. Next, that was Occupy inauguration. Guys, take out pens, papers. I don't want to do this again. Any questions? At the end, ask me. I'm going to tell you like it is. Oh man, I should show you some tattoos I got. You guys may think it's funny, but you get a different perspective of me. I'm an anon. I'm a truth seeker. I'm from Philly. I'll show you one real quick. Seriously, ask me questions. I'm going to tell you straight. Right here on my leg, it says asshole. My sister has some action on it. It says bitch. It's in my blood. I don't care. I do this because I believe in it. I'm going to get back to being a father and my business right after this. Stand Rock. How I was involved in Stand Rock. A friend actually came from across the country, linked up with me. She had an idea. Let's make it happen. So many people around the nation wanted to be involved in Stand Rock, but they didn't know unless you kind of had insides and knew someone. You really couldn't get out there. You're going out there by yourself. You're scared. You hear all the stories, blah, blah, blah. So she says, I want to do this national caravan, lead caravans from around the country. And the plan originally was to converge all in one place and, like an army. The vets kind of did that, and all right. It didn't work out that way. So I started a chat group. It originally started with, I think, about a dozen, maybe a little more. Everybody added somebody. This chat group gained over 100 freaking organizers, activists from around the nation. Next thing you know, we're helping out caravans from all over the nation. A person excuse me, I'm going to curse throughout this. I'm not going to be censored. But a person in Bumblefuck, USA has no idea, no way we are able to get someone to come through and pick up donations to take it to Stand Rock. Someone breaks down in Iowa, stranded. No gas, no money, they got it. Donations, they want to make it out there. Fuck the car, we're all in. We get a caravan to go pick them up. That chat group, I'm going to be honest, as far as in the chat group, I started it. I didn't have much participation in the group. Here and there, I would kind of tune in and out. I had people kind of feeding me back the important stuff, and when needed, I'd answer the call. So it wasn't really me in the chat group. There was so many. Man, I wish I could list all of them. They're water protectors that are going unnamed. I did it because they believe in it. So I led multiple caravans out of Philadelphia into Stand Rock. Led participants, led donations, supplies. Financially, we didn't even raise enough money for the caravans. I had to shell out. Everybody shelled out money. The first one, it wasn't that much. Someone else actually covered the rental and everything. I think I shelled out $200-300. The second one I shelled out $1,000 out of my own pocket. So we did raise money to help us out getting out there. But the money that came in, it didn't cover anything. We all had to chip in. So my first time out at Stand Rock, I was there for probably the worst day out of it all. I was there on Sunday, Sunday, November 20th. I was there on November 21st too, which was probably the 21st was the most deadliest day. No one talks about. Everybody talks about the 20th. The 21st was more scary that morning. That's something people don't even know about. The 20th, it was chemical warfare on peaceful people. I think it was over 7 hours. Water cannons, rubber bullets, crushing grenades, tear gas canisters. They even had mace bullets, man. Everything they had, toy-wise, they brought it out. First half, They're lobbing projectiles up into the air, and they would try to center it right in the center of the crowd, so they would disperse. And but people stood there and stood their ground with two peace fingers up in the air, and because they stood their ground, it frustrated them. It's like they got pissed. That's when they started headhunting. So these projectiles that they'd lob up, they start go up to the fence. Water protector's not even 10 feet away. Just walk up. Boom! Want to see the souvenir I got from that day? Compliments of Nerf. The size of this. The size of this. Okay? This isn't a rubber bullet. Rubber bullets are smaller. When this hits, it leaves a bruise on you this big. I got PTS from that shit. What I did, I knew. I went in there properly geared. That's why people actually will only do certain actions with me unless I'm there. They only send their child and allow their child to go because I'm good. And what I do, I'll go walkie-talkies. I'm able to set up a cell phone tower all on my own. If they take their cell phone towers down, I can set up my own cell phone towers for a protest area. Like, I know a lot of counter tactics. I had proper gear. I had masks, goggles, I had overalls, I had plenty of gear. In fact, I came so prepared, halfway through it, being drenched by the water cannons, I was able to go back, change gear, and come back. But what I did during that, the 20th, why, Higgins, I saw you. I saw you up on the truck where the cameras could see you. I saw you up there for a good while and only get blasted with a water cannon for a short time. I mean, and it was off. But you were up there going, yo, for a while. Right in front of them cameras. Where was I? I was out there playing baseball. I lobbed them up. When they hit, you try to position yourself, because when they hit, they're going to roll. You either try to catch them or you try to, get them. And you throw them away from the people. So what happened to me? I'm going to put up another one of my videos. So when I went back to change gear, what I saw, I couldn't post signal. They were jamming the signals. So I made a video for my phone to post later. You could see on my face, when I took my goggles, my mask off, the brown, how dirty my face was. What that was from was picking them chemicals up. Because when you pick them up, they're squirting out every which way. So imagine getting blasted in the face all day with chemicals just to get it away from the people. And even if you only get it halfway or 3/4 way through, you're still saving the people 50% of those chemicals, 25% of those chemicals. What got me to actually go to the medic tent, and I refused to go. People I were with, no, go. It's what would stop the night for me. And this is, the night, I was there all the way through except for the last 45 hour. I picked up a percussion grenade. Afterwards, thinking about it, they target people. And I swear they were targeting me because I had a pink fucking mask on. It was pink, like you can't. So I picked this percussion grenade up, and I don't know, when they bounce, you can't really, your goggles are all fogged up, you can't really see much. You just see shit squirting out of an object, and you go to pick it up. So I pick it up, I burnt my hand, I dropped it. I got pissed. I'm like, mother. So I ran after him, like, screw this, grabbed it again, and I threw it. It was a percussion grenade. And luckily it didn't go off, because it was a dud. It would have blew my fucking hand off. That's how the girl, 21-year-old girl, got her arm blown off. Same thing. It was a dud. Even though it was a dud, it acted like a blowtorch, and it torched through my gloves. 2 sets of leather gloves, giving me second-degree burns in between my fingers. And they fucked me up. To describe it, Vietnam War. But one side stood there like this. I remember people, they had a stretcher, medics had a stretcher, and a person's getting carried, and the limbs are just like dead. It fucked up. So, I'm sorry. So right away when I got home, I'm like, nah, I got to get back out there. I got to. No, it ain't right. Those people need gear. Those people, they need masks. They need goggles. Started organizing right away. Got the next caravan going. This time we're taking an RV. RV's perfect. We can haul an RV's like a box truck, but you can sit people and they can sleep. So you can haul a lot of stuff plus people. Multitask, man. So again, what we did was on the way out there, because we come from Philly, that's halfway across the country. We'd zigzag, pick up people, donations, take them out there. On the way back, it's probably the best thing we did was because people would get stranded out at Santa Rock. They would find a way there, but no way back. They were stuck. They want to leave. They got colds. They got no money. They had no clothes. No. People get robbed out there. There was a lot of bad that happened in Santa Rock. I'm going to talk about that later. I want to get to Higgins, get this chapter done, kind of get detailed. So we dropped people off that were stranded on the way back. It was really a beautiful thing. So on that caravan back, what had happened was the blizzards were coming in. We actually got caught in a blizzard going there. We were scheduled to go there when the vets were because I knew that was going to be infiltrated. I knew provocateurs and infiltrators would go in with the vets. That's the easiest. They can disguise themselves, camouflage. It's the easiest way for them to blend in would be with the vets. There was so many coming so quick, so quickly organized, there was no way of them vetting it all. And if you don't believe me, you can ask anybody that was on that team. Again, I'm going to make posts, so you're going to have the people to talk to if you don't believe me. On that second caravan, I set up school. I set up a training class with a triage nurse on emergency medical assistance, so we all knew a little bit of something. I set up conference calls with multiple lawyers on the phone, just so we knew the laws going out there, because the police state wasn't our friend. I'm very good organizer. Very good organizer. So, on the way out of there, these blizzards, right, the vets came in and left before the blizzards. You're talking, there was 5,000 plus. Brought all this crap, all this stuff, and split. Clothes, everything, getting ruined. Ruined. It's a blizzard. This is the tundra. To go to your car, you have to wear goggles because it's so cold. The windshields, it'll cut through your skin. And it's colder than Alaska, is what I was told, because the jet stream comes down from Canada. So it's the wind. It's that jet stream that gets you. If you pee in the wrong freaking direction, you're sorry. Trust me. So on the way out of there, the people organizing the donations are like, listen, are you going back to Philly? Can you take some of this and give this to churches and stuff like that? It was closed. It was closed. It was getting ruined. And basically what happened was they had so many donations coming into Santa Rock, like brand new stuff. But people were donating like used stuff that they would take to, the donation bins. Instead of taking them there, they would send them to Santa Rock. No one even wanted the used stuff. It was like everybody they were too good, too rich for the used stuff. And I do homeless events. It's like, I wanted to drop a tear. So, of course, we'll bring them back. So we had to leave early because the blizzards came in. So when we came back, we had a couple extra days with the RV. I went around Philadelphia. We turned the RV into a soup kitchen. We had tea. We had coffee. We had sandwiches. We brought, we allowed the homeless to come in. I set up tables on the outside with the donations. We hit Philadelphia. We hit Camden. It was beautiful, man. Those donations, they got used with people that needed them. And you know what? This light coat out in the tundra and blizzard weather, you're going to die. It ain't meant for that. It ain't going to keep you warm out there. So they don't want it. But in Philadelphia, that light coat just saved a life. Instead of getting trashed, which it was. The stuff I brought back, so you know, a lot of that stuff was still an ice cube. I had to go to the laundromat and dry it over and over and over. I mean, blocks of ice. So we get this idea. And there's people from around the nation that know these donations are getting destroyed, man. Things that people need to live. So we're like, all right, we don't have time to really, we got to do everything all at once. Christmas is coming. We got think we came back on the 6th. It was around the 6th, somewhere in there. I don't have the time for it. But we basically wanted to be able to shoot out there and shoot back before Christmas to get back to our families. So we put up a donation page, started an event page, started reaching out all at once. Usually you reach out, you kind of do a system and go and flow. All at once. So I think our donation page was up like not even a week. Then I guess you could call it a liaison, a friend, finally got a hold of LaDonna, and LaDonna said that they had things underway at the camp. They had extra support come in, and they were able to take care of the donations. So we downed the donation page, all the funds went back, and we canceled the event. There was no point. The point in going out there, at that point they were telling people to leave. You could die. You could die. They didn't want people to die. That wasn't their purpose. People are coming out there from South California, Hawaii, wearing flip-flops and shorts in blizzard-like weather. Burdens. They were coming out there as a burden. That's not helping. These people now have to take care of you. So that's what happened. Okay, how did Higgins sabotage good water protectors, activists? Now, I'm going to speak for myself on this, but I'm letting you know there's a lot of accusations about Higgins. Off the record on this one, I've had elders reach out to me and say, unfortunately, Bill, I can't come. Good luck. Take them down. They don't like you, Higgins. A lot of them don't. They see through you. So how does he, the guy that picked up projectiles, going away from participants, guy that organizes at events like that, well organized, kind of a key player, really help out. So he spreads rumors. Well, the first caravans, the caravans would be allowed into Standing Rock. Billy Taylor would not. Fuck you. No offense. We went anyway. What are they going to do? Fine, fuck it. I'll stand outside. Go ahead, caravans. It's not about me. It's not. I didn't care. I still went. That was the word. There was no native, no... at this time, this guy don't even realize. I went to Washington, D.C. with native that was lobbying legislators. I spoke at benefits, at events, on behalf of on Standing Rock. So the story that whew. So this guy says Billy Taylor won't. That's the first. There you go. That's sabotage. It's discrediting a good activist. That's discrediting a water protector. Next, what he did was he spread it. He goes around. He's trying to steal teepees. We're trying to save donations. He stole money. He ran off with the donation money. I got receipts for everything. So, on this one though, it's not just me he's discredited. It's those other good activists that help organize those events. So those other good activists. So some of them are still out there at the pipelines fighting. They're still fighting. Where are you, Higgins? I noticed how you got arrested on the last day. Last chance, gotta get it in. So, sabotage, slander, discrediting good activists, water protectors. Prove it. The links will be in the description. Give me an hour. Prove it. Defamation. Prove it. On the water protector one, I believe it's Marissa. She's looking to run for a political position. Higgins had messaged her said, Billy's trying to steal teepees. Ran off with the donation money. Yeah, they clubbed him, I believe he said. I'm not exactly sure on that one. Yeah, they don't want him. I'm going to give you the link for that one to prove Higgins went around saying this crap. Prove it. Then I'm going to give you links. With that, they'll be tagged. The organizers, the activists that helped organize those events will be there. Testimonies in the comments. Go ahead, Higgins. Try to discredit good activists. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up this part of it. The proof will be in the description and the links. You can go on my Facebook page right now and find all the proof. This past week, I have been just bombarding my page with proof. The proof is there, but I'm going to organize it better for you in the description. In the description. So now, update. Lawsuit. All right. Higgins, you go around bluffing a lot. I don't. I'm going to also do a report overall on Higgins once I'm done this lawsuit talk to give you a good perspective, my perspective, things we were able to dig up. We dug up into his past. We dug up into his current life, all through Standing Rock. I'll tell you what this guy did, done, everything. All right? Took me, 1 week? It's not that hard. You guys can do it too. I'll teach you how to do it if you like. It's not too hard to find out who he is. Con man like Bruce Carter. Just lower, much lower, height-wise, lower level. Lawsuit. I can get you for a couple things. Defamation. I can get you for sabotage. I can get you through state as well as federal. Right now, I'm going to be honest. I just had my truck smashed in. I'm battling that insurance company. I got to get my personal life in order first. Let me take care of that. Figured out that it is going to cost me a little bit of money. I have a federal criminal defense lawyer willing to represent pro bono. Pro bono. He's worked with Higgins. Boy, you sure do know how to make enemies, brother. But there goes the thing. Federal is going to cost around $1,300. But just to give you an example, I got to sue him either here in my home state or where Higgins is now. I think it's in L.A. or South California. So that's like, he's in Sacramento. I don't give him that information. Anyway, I got to be able to transport him. He's willing to do it pro bono, but I got to be able to transport him plus the board. You know, I got someplace to stay. Just to fly him in from Philly and back like 3 times. Say, you know, Higgins doesn't show 3 times. It's $600 a pop for just flight alone. So I'm probably looking at near $3,000 just, and that's on a lawyer that's pro bono. But keep in mind, it's $30,000 just a retainer for a case like this. Higgins, you're really screwed, buddy. Want to give you some other, just knowledge. This is how screwed he kind of is. So as soon as I get my stuff together, I want to sue him for $1 million. I think it's principle at this point. That $1 million rumor that he went around spreading, dramatic. Still today, a year later, I mean, he's gone everywhere. Every action, the Occupy inauguration, Unity March, Standing Rock, that's what he went in. How do you think he said, caravans will be allowed in, but you, Bill Taylor, won't? So I think $1 million lawsuit would be great. Now, if he doesn't show up to court, which I'm going to publicly post the proof, so Higgins, I'm going to win. I'm winning. If you don't show up to court, though, it's an automatic win. So even the money's automatically granted. Meaning, if you ever try to own a car, if you ever try to own a house, if your wages can be garnished, that's what we're talking about. So you'd show up to court when I file, buddy. Now, I'm going to give you a report throughout the next part of this. I'm giving everybody wants to play media. I don't like seeing media and stuff, but I'm going to give you my perspective. I'm going to play media, I guess. My perspective on a couple different things, because a lot of crap's happening right now, and man, it needs to get cleaned up. Really does. Really does. I had no idea this stuff was going, but it needs to get organized. It needs to get organized. We need solidarity. We definitely need solidarity. Not unity, solidarity. Okay, my perspective on Ed Higgins. It's not even perspective. We've done the research and found out about it. This is what's going on. Ed Higgins, he joined the Bernie movement. He's from Arizona. Basically, he had business partners. It was a couple. He ran off with the money. Ran off with 10 grand was in the account. There was something else he ran off. It was like a little bit over 11, 12 grand, somewhere's in there that he ran off. When he ran off, he abandoned his girlfriend and the child that he raised as his own kid. Higgins, how do you like me now? So, ran off to Philadelphia. This is where he does the DNC. But he really didn't. What he did was, he went around to every camera he possibly could, trying to go in the right places, the right time. He also hitched a ride with Bruce Carter. Bruce Carter for about a month and a half before the DNC. Who organized the DC to DNC was basically a collective around the nation that came and go because a lot of people saw Higgins for what he was and quit. So he blew through a lot of people. Now his leads on the DNC are scared right now because of where donation money went. Didn't go where it was supposed to go. A lot of people can get in trouble for that. So that's, just saying, follow the people. It's not hard to find out about Higgins at all. Look at the information I'm giving you. You can also research a little on your own. Take that initiative. I'm going to give it to you like it is. Anything here you want to call me out on, go ahead. I won't do away with Messenger. I'm going to do away with Facebook. So if you need to reach me on Messenger. I'll redo the Facebook and make a public post, blah, blah, blah. But seriously. So, joins on to the movement. Now, he gets a little bit of fame because he had his 15 minutes of fame because media, the DNC is supposed to be a big deal. You have news sources from around the world coming in. I mean, I told you, I made news around the world. I was on Vice News. Hell, I was in WikiLeaks. So you guys understand, his ego was crushed when I wouldn't let him on the permits. Guy still has a hard on to date for me. Still spreading rumors about me. Supposed media, truth teller, this the guy. I get it. I know what's going on. I'm going to get to that in a bit because there's people accusing Higgins of stuff where that's getting front attention. Higgins is going right to that crap that he can go prove it because instead of issues like this where he is a sabotage, where he... Okay, so he got his 15 minutes of fame. And it wasn't that much he got, but he wanted more. So what he did was he went around the nation bullying every activist that would not give him a lead position. This includes Unity March. There's other stuff I can't recall offhand. There's little marches that kind of happened that he did the same thing with. Occupy Inauguration, he was actually as one of the leads on. But he goes around, he bullies people to wind up, bullies activists to get his name into the spotlight, to get his face in front of the cameras. This is what he does. He also takes advantage. He's living off of people's donations. Now, there's a trend happening in this movement right now that I am really pissed about. Women getting taken advantage of. Male activists seem to be doing very well with popularity with females. Bernie movement. Activists in general, good, kind-hearted people, willing to trust. These men, and I'm saying men because it's not just Higgins, these men are taking advantage of these women, taking money and running off. That is a trend. That's a fact. That's what's happening. Now that happened, it seems to be that's a trend, Standard Rock-wise, onward. Higgins has been doing this from the DNC onwards. So, not only that, he basically dismantled a business before he joined on to the movement. I'm going to say again, he's a Republican. He's a Republican. There was ask him about Active Now. Ask him why Active Now is no more. Ask him what he did there. I'm not going to say any more about that. A number of individuals have reached out to me. That's all I'm going to disclose. And I told them I wouldn't release names. I won't. Unless they give me permission. Ed bullies. Part of his bullying is harassment. He calls until 3 in the morning. He'll text you until 3 in the morning. He does it with applications like Dingtone. Look it up. Dingtone. Where you can change your phone number and harass people night and day. You're talking about business numbers that had to change. Imagine being a business and how you get business is people calling that phone. Now imagine having to change that number because it's so flooded. You're a good person. You're fighting for these issues. Imagine getting harassed to this extent. This is why people are hard to speak up against this guy. They're scared. This has happened. This is happening. The memes you see, he's making them. He did it with me with the DNC. If you like, I'll post some of the memes. It backfired on him. See, I'm a smart ass. I'm not going to lie. I'm a smart ass. He made a meme with my picture on it, like this. With one of my hats. I was at a press conference. He goes, "Who is Billy Taylor? Google him. Has anybody heard of him before?" So Philly.FYI went and hashtagged everything. Hashtag, who is Billy Taylor? Did that backfire? Boy, did I gain a lot of support overnight. And people are going, who is Billy Taylor? Backfired him. So this is what he does. He makes memes. He sends it out. The majority of the time, it's not even the people that support him that is harassing you. It's a fake account that he has. He's a lonely man. He gets paid. In a nutshell, people are supporting him to report on the media, on activists, on issues, protests, stuff like that. But when the camera's off, the people that want to speak up against him, he's harassing to keep at bay so they don't speak up. He puts them into a corner to never be heard of again. This is happening. I swear to that. There is too many people I've spoken to. Ed Cosby. No doubt. Ed Cosby. They give Bill Cosby. This is a local issue that happened in my area. All of them women. Now, I'm not going to lie. Some of them women may be telling a tell or two. But when it came to Bill Cosby, all them women ain't going to lie. They don't know each other. They only met each other because of this. There's too many. That's common sense. Common sense. I'm going to get to this part at the very end. I'm going to get to this one. But I stated something very specific with that Bill Cosby part. All them women, some of them may be tall in a tall tale. But all of them ain't going to be lying. There's too many. Higgins is a bad man. Period. He bullies and he shits on activists to get to the top. Now, I wasn't sure before my investigation if he was a paid infiltrator or provocateur. I was hard up. Man, is this man that freaking stupid to be really sabotaging this much? Like, I don't think anybody in the world's that stupid or incompetent. I was wrong. There is. Next, don't exclude that paid infiltrator provocateur. Ed will do anything to get his name up into the limelight, to get his 15 minutes of fame back. So, I'm just saying, he is shitted on a lot of people. This isn't an individual that would turn money away to give over information. I heard a story about him doing something to Kevin Gilbert. Well, that's just an accusation. But it's really not hard for me to believe him running out water protectors because he did it to me. And I can prove that. If a man is going to do it to one person, is it so hard to believe he's going to do it to another? Really?
The word on Kevin Gilbert, accusation. Nothing to do with this. What came down the grapevine. Kevin Gilbert was ran off. Kevin Gilbert had a lot of views. One of the most reliable media that we had. I know because I'd watch them all just to get a good grasp on what was going on. Kevin Gilbert was one of the best. I don't find it hard to believe that he was ran off so another media source could rake in those views. At all. At all. I mean, I was responsible for starting a national kind of caravan chat group and caravan, and doing all this, and he tried stopping me. Holy crap, another name coming in? Wow. It's not hard. It's a bad man. Very bad man. Active now. Is there anything? I want to check my notes on Ed Higgins before I conclude that. I'll get to the gossip. The gossip. I hate that shit. But I'm going to get to it because it needs to stop. Sorry guys, I'm just looking over my notes for 1 minute. Media. Alright. And this is a personal shot to, before I conclude Ed Higgins. Lead activists, organizers from around the nation. This is my call to you. After this video being public, after all the proof that I've posted about who Ed Higgins is, you support him. As far as I'm concerned, you're not who you say you are. He's a bad man. I presented the proof. I've enlightened you. You have the knowledge. Don't sit there and claim to be an activist fighting for the people and fighting for the issues when you're going to stand in behind a person that has done nothing but put people down, step on them and stomp on them all the way to his not to the top. I'm giving you the proof. I don't want to drop names. But the lead activist organizers around the nation, you know who the leads are. You know who the key players are. We all do. You've been enlightened. It's your responsibility as an activist, as a lead, to not lead people into Higgins, where he can have more victims. I'm a human rights activist. It's not okay in my book. If you bring Higgins out to an event, I will be there. I will make sure information gets bombarded at that event. If you work with Higgins on any kind of event, I will inform everybody in that organization as well as the participants of that organization of who he is. Do not work with Higgins. Don't do it. I'm not doing it to disrupt it. I'm doing it to save people from being victims. Do not let him around any more good people that help us with these issues. That's my calling to lead activists from the West Coast to the East. I'm not playing. And I don't care if you don't work with me either. I don't care. I'm fighting for the issues. I don't expect many people to work with me after this. With the way that I had to approach Higgins, to back him into a corner, no, I don't like doing that. I'll sit down with you and I'll talk with you calmly and let's work this out and sit down at the table. I'm the guy that sat down at the table with the city of Philadelphia. Made it happen. Let's do it. But Higgins, and behind closed doors, off the camera, is a certain way. And you have to approach him in a certain way. Now, don't get it wrong. I believe you don't fight fire with fire. You put water on it. But there is a very rare occasion where you have to light a fire to smother that other one and take the oxygen out of the air. And if you don't like me for taking the oxygen out of the air, I get it. I don't expect none of you to work with me anyway. But I'm letting you know, I'm a fucking bullhorn. Don't work with him. And if it costs me my title, good. I'll go down with him. Just as long as he's not able to touch anything. Oh, God. I'm sorry. Guy, really, man. Okay, I'm going to get to a lot of stuff. Standard Rock. I want to talk about Standard Rock for a little bit. One, there's a radio show, Cindy. She's the only one reporting on the injustice that happened at Standard Rock. She needs our help. She's one of the only ones. But Cindy, you got to go about things a little bit differently. You're not doing it right, and you don't understand. You're actually sabotaging your own events. You're giving out really good information. You're hitting some things on the money. On the money. But I see a couple things. I see good activists getting caught up in this mix that are good activists being blacklisted. They're good. I'll bet them. I'll bet them. So, at the same time, you're giving good information. You're also being funneled false information. That false information is discrediting all of your work. All of it. And I see it. I am telling you, from a person outside the box, inside the box, I'm on your side because you're the only one doing this. She needs help. She needs facts checking. I'm telling you. No offense. Fuck Higgins. Fuck this gossip shit. Get over it. Help Cindy. She needs it. She is the only one on the front lines right now doing this. She needs help. There was a lot of bad crap that happened at Standard Rock. There was a lot of beautiful stuff. Waking up every morning to prayer by the sacred fire. A community that was built on love, on helping one another. Learning the native culture, the language, the way of life. Beautiful. Beautiful. Standard Rock was like a town that was built in a social way by relying on one another. And how it functioned was amazing. It's so beautiful. The skies, the landscape, everything. Just as beautiful as it was. It's just as bad. Yeah, you had Dapple. You had hired guns. You had the police state. You had the pipeline. Black Snake. Yeah, that was bad. But you had another bad. You had bad inside of Standard Rock. You had money that tainted good individuals. People that would go in there, the best intentions, best in heart. I did a short study, short research. There was over $21 million donated. I think that was just GoFundMe. Only GoFundMe. 21 million. That kind of money is going to taint people. Money's evil. So you have a better understanding. A lot of bad stuff happened. There was. So when it comes to an individual like Cindy, the only one calling out the bad, I'm with her. There's another type of bad. No one talks about it. I know this. One of my friends is a volunteer medic. Was at Standard Rock for a good period of time. Didn't work in the medic tent. Worked in the field. But he got reports. Medics with friends and talk. There was at least 1 to 2 rapes a day. That's solid information. 1 to 2 rapes a day. The movement has to police itself. So when it comes to a person like Cindy, help her. Don't discredit her. And you people in support of Cindy, when someone goes, hey Cindy, this don't sound right, don't jump on them. Be open-minded to a different perspective. Maybe they're trying to help Cindy. Because if she blasts out information like that, maybe they know, because, let me tell you something. If a bomb goes off in the middle of the ocean, Russia sees one thing, United States sees one thing, China sees one thing. You got 50 million freaking perspectives on this. Different angles, everything. So when Cindy's going toe-to-toe with the unjust at Standard Rock, $21 million in donations, money taints people, she needs to be on point. So don't be quick to attack people because they have a disagreement or they see something different. Embrace them. Love them. What do you... Stop it. Stop it. We need solidarity. We need to work together. There's a few things else I want to go. I got a lot of notes. I'm going to be calling out someone later on. Going to want to stay for that. That's going to be good. Really good. People's jaws will drop. Sorry, ADHD notes are everywhere. Just give me 1 second. Okay. All right, the next gossip I want to talk about. Lynch mob. Lynch mob. Lynch mob. It's a harsh word. Real harsh word. Remember, I'm a guy inside the box, outside the box. I don't care. I don't care. I'm here. I got issues with Higgins. I did my thing. My thing's done. I'm going to give it to you like it is. Is it just possible that there's a trend in this movement where men are taking advantage of women, are womenizing them, and these women have found comfort amongst one another, support amongst one another? I mean, that's more likely than what I'm hearing them being called lynch mob, paid infiltrators, they're provocateurs, they're Ed Higgins. The government isn't going to spend this kind of money on your low-level butt. You ain't that important, buddy. You live in a van. You live in a van. You're homeless. I'm sorry. You're not that important. No, these are women that were done wrong. Very wrong. I've heard their stories. A lot of them don't feel comfortable coming forward. A lot of them don't. I understand the reasons why. I understand. There's some stories you want to drop a tear. Some stories you want to kick a mother's ass. Your jaw drops. Your jaw drops. These are individuals that have their hearts and minds in the right places. They're trying to contribute to these causes and issues in what ways they can, and they feel is best. And they're taken advantage of. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Are these people going to contribute to the causes again? Will they ever trust another individual again? Talking about women that have been womenized. They're victims. They were silenced. They were harassed. Called, text until 3 in the morning. If you don't believe me, I'm going to put up a link where Ed Higgins, not my phone, I know your tactics, buddy. Another phone that I use to reach out when he challenged me for the debate. He texted until 3 in the morning. Just over and over and over and over. Memes he made up. So if you don't believe this is what he does, check the link. I'm showing you what he did to me. If he does it to me, he's going to do it to another. He'll do it to another. He'll do it to another. Is it that hard to believe? I'm a good activist. I'm clearing my name. I'm showing you he's full of crap. Why would he do it to me? You're going to tell me he's not going to do it to someone he just screwed out of money to shut him up? Come on. So stop with the lynch mob shit. I do see it. Ladies, just like with Cindy, you got to fact check. I'm gonna shoot you straight. You guys better not attack me for this. I don't really give a shit, but whatever. Look, the people on the front lines, I don't think should be. I don't think should be at all. The people that aren't speaking are the ones that really hurt. They need their voices heard. They do. Now there's a certain someone I want to speak about. So I wasn't sure at the very beginning. Wasn't sure. So I always said, Ed, you stand accused. I dare someone to come at me for this next part. I have insider information, a different perspective. I'm not doing anything besides stating the truth. I don't like Higgins. I hate him with a passion. He's tried to dismantle everything I put my hands on. He's spread rumors and lies for over a year. He slandered my name. He shitted on not only me, but anybody else that tried to work with me. I don't like him at all. I don't think it's smart that he's in a 10-foot radius of me. I don't like him. But I'm not going to sit here and accuse when I don't fully believe it. Missy Waddell. Yes, you knew it was coming. Missy Waddell. You knew it. I'm calling you out. I'm pressing you. Please hold your comments. Let me finish. I don't see the comments, but I know they're coming. Let me speak before you say anything. I know how you girls are. I'm calling you out on a number of things. These people probably don't even know. I've been working with you. I've been your bullhorn. You send me messages. Don't make me post the messages. I'm transparent. I don't care. Remember? Last night you called me, you're supposed to be a knight in shining armor. No, that was the other dude. I'm a bullhorn. I don't want nothing to do with nothing. I'm here for the issues. Missy Waddell, this is what is hurting the rest of the accusations. Because Higgins comes at the one thing he could probably defend. I'm just saying, him getting taken down is being distracted by certain things, and this is one. This is one. Every time I approached Ed Higgins about being a saboteur, about slandering, activist, about all these things, the only thing he could come at me with is you. Why? 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 Nothing else. No other name. No. There's a lot of names coming at him. But why? You told me there was a police report. I publicly stated there was. Then it was a harassment report. Okay. So you're going to make a harassment report, but not another report. For Rick. So you're going to publicly go on a radio show, publicly show yourself on social media, publicly defend all these allegations. Publicly. You're out in the public eye. You're doing it. This is the worst of the worst right here. You can't go. Oh my God. I was molested as a child. 1 out of 3 women are sexually molested by a close family member or a friend at a young age. 1 out of 9 men are sexually molested by a close family member or a friend at a young age. I ran Operation Pedo Hunts and attacked pedophiles. Before, this is the subject. But if a man is going accused of something he is not, and it's such as rape, this is something I want to get to the bottom of now. This is. If it's true, make a police report. Why not do the report? I get why most women don't want to go through the police process. I understand. Fully aware. I want everybody to know. I've offered Missy a federal criminal defense lawyer willing to represent her pro bono that is in Northern California in her location. She can go in as Jane Doe. She can sue Higgins without a police report. Why not file a police report? You're in public's eye. Why not? Missy, I don't want to disclose the text messages I have, that you, and between you and Higgins, that night. That seemed right. Now, I don't care. I don't believe Ed raped her. I hate that man. I want to see him. I don't ever want to see him touch another. But I am not going to accuse someone that is not guilty. And I don't believe it. I've worked with Missy one-on-one directly. That's wrong. That is wrong. Now, Missy, at this point, because I will release the text messages of you and Ed Higgins from that night, you're accusing them. Now you have to make a police report. Now you will have to proceed and press charges. It is or it isn't. Don't go around accusing this man anymore. I don't like it. You are distracting the real issues for gossip. And using rape, did it happen or didn't it? Don't use a subject like that. That is the most messed up thing you can do to a person. You're starting to divide on some gossip. Don't do it. I know of women that have actually, that won't step forward because, and here you are, in my opinion, doing no different than Higgins, getting your face and name and stardom and getting it out there. For what? For what? To have your story heard? Why even come out in the beginning? It don't make sense. It don't add up. I'm good at reading people. I counter the government. Really good. Really freaking good. Why come out? Is it because you don't want to relive that night over and over again like you do, defending yourself on post constantly? Court would have been a million times easier. A million times. Court, you could have went in as Jane Doe. No police report. You don't need it. California. I'm not talking about what the laws in California are, because one of the things I was told, some men can go to jail for not wearing a condom and saying they did, and that's considered rape. If you can get them for rape in California, go get them. There's some kind of effed up law. But I know, because I have your messages with him from that night, that's not how a woman's going to act when she's raped. It's a touchy subject for me. The majority of my exes have some horror stories. Do you know what it's like for a child that has to go through years and years of something like this? Not just a one-night event. That changes your life. I see you piggybacking and riding on something that isn't there. Missy, it don't make sense you make a book, 50 Shades of Rape. And that's how you're introduced to Ed Higgins? And then, how you leave, you depart from Ed Higgins is on rape allegations? Again, I have your messages from that night. That explains your whole demeanor where you were. If it was as you say it was, those text messages would also say it was. I call it like I see it. Now, to you ladies that are fighting, this is the reason why you have so much flack. Higgins is attacking the things he can go after. This is how you're getting discredited. What happens is you can come up with 10 things, 10 people that are right, be wrong once, it's all gone. All gone. You need to self-police the organization. And the ones that aren't willing to go on the front lines and go through and follow through need to stand back and in support of the others. The ones that will go through and follow through with court and what is needed to be done. Because this shit shouldn't happen. And in my opinion, if something like this did happen, it needs to be thrown out there for the public so others know not to do it. So they know they will be held accountable. So women, if they were victimized in this way, can come forward and know that justice can be served. Of all people, Missy, 1 to 2 rapes a day at Standing Rock. I don't believe you. And I'm so sad it's you that's on the fucking front lines. Because I know doing this has probably discouraged other women from standing up. But I don't believe you. And I don't think it's right to accuse a man of something of that nature. And it didn't happen. I don't even care. I'm going to release the freaking text messages anyway. Just so people don't think I'm an asshole with this subject. If it's, man, you girls, stick together. Any way I can help from the sidelines, I'll be more than willing to help. I have a number of resources. I want to see what you're doing. Go through. Because there are individuals out there that are victimized and they need your support and help. They do. Alright, I'm going to go to comments. This is probably where I get my ass chewed up. I'll answer questions. Anybody with any questions, please ask at this time. Right? Get a police report. Look, you're already out there. Your name's out there. I'm calling you out, Missy. If it's true, I'll apologize. Go through the proper channels. Do what you got to do. You're being called out right now. To the fullest. You have to get a police report now. The reason why you won't get a police report, because if it's proven not to be true, you can go to jail. That's the only reason I came up with. What other reason is there? What other reason is there? Brenda, I am going to release him. I don't want, because there is a group of women and they need to stick together in support of one another. And I see what they do to men. So you men out there, don't mess up. These girls ain't taking no more. But I'm transparent and I have to. Who do you believe anymore? People that'll hold themselves accountable. We need this from, even with our politicians, local police, from the highest to the lower levels. You have a person that comes in and says, if this happens, I'll be held accountable. Give me a contract, I'll sign it. That's the politician I want to vote for. I want to see a police officer say, if I accidentally misfire or whatever, I need to go to jail. I want that man as a police officer, or woman as a police officer. Accountability. Who do you trust? Person that comes out transparent. Person that goes, listen, what do you want me to do to be transparent? Some people don't care because they're there for the issues. If you're pure, you guys should have no problem whatsoever answering, reporting, anything. Scroll back for my comments. Diana, I'm sorry if there's anything you want to say or questions, please feel free to ask. Angela, I don't believe it. I'm very good at reading people. I don't believe it. I have her text messages from the night, her and Higgins. They wound up to me mistakenly. And the conversation and the type, the tone, the manner, the topic, the words, It's not someone in the group. Now ask me how I know that personally. If she was drugged, that was a comment Cindy made a comment about. Missy being drugged. It wasn't possible you were drugged. You know, it's kind of a leading question. The lawyers try to do that in court, so you can't lead the witness. So there was no drugs. That was been verified and everything like that. And look, you know, the statement she's saying is she was too drunk to give consent. And in the state of California, if a woman's drunk, she's too drunk. That is a law. That is a law. But it's the messages afterwards that say, look, no matter how drunk you are, you know what happened. You as a woman, look, this is a subject, Operation Pedo Hunt, I know more than the average guy, I guess. But your whole garments are going to be displaced. You're going to know what's happened to you. And you're not going to have that kind of a conversation that day. There are text messages. I have them. That was sent to him mistakenly. Yeah, well, controlling the narrative. But it's not only that. You have real issues and subjects that we're coming at some bad guys about. And what's happening is they're taking this one and going, oh, but rape and Missy and rape. And you're totally distracted from really bringing this person down because of gossip. This has got to stop. This is what's hurting. We need to police our own movement. Absolutely. I mean, the government's not going to do it for us. But it's individuals like Missy. Look, Missy, if it's true, I'm putting you in a corner right now. Go get a police report. Take him to court. Hear it. I'm being a bully. Really. I'm telling it like it is, and I'm out of here. I'm being a bully. I'm also going to release the messages of how Misty down-talked me, did a number of things, talked very ill to a person that has helped her out the entire time, and relayed back to some other stuff in defense. I'm not bullying anybody. I'm not. I'm pushing her into a corner to go do the right thing. To do the right thing. A man is standing accused of rape. Why not get a police report? It is public. She has already gone through the prosecution of everything. I'm calling her out. And I'm getting upset about the subject. Really upset. I know he eats this shit up. But fuck him. He's got a big head. Hashtag truth. Right. I'm a truth teller. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to enlighten you with the truth. Alright, any questions, guys? Any at all? Yeah, I want to see the police report file too. Listen, when it comes to Missy, I'm straight up. I offered her a lawyer, a federal criminal defense lawyer, pro bono. Okay, a retainer for a slander case was $30,000. Her case, you're probably talking $150,000 in legal fees. I'm like, yeah, I'll set you up. And where she lives, you can go to court. Jane Doe. In the state of California, she can sue as Jane Doe. Not even her real name. No police report. Now explain to me why. It don't make sense. All right. I don't see any more questions. I want to get us everybody back on topic real quick, even though we did wind up into the gossip. I don't ever want to talk about the gossip again. So when it comes to, I'm just kind of educating everybody here because it's kind of a tight-knit group, whatever. When it comes to individuals, make sure you're not distracted by the gossip. Go for the proof. Everything that I've talked about since the beginning, I followed through with. I was able to prove, blah, 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 blah. I made noise. That's how you're going to be effective. But Cindy from the radio show needs some serious help. I suggest everybody, work with her if you can. A lot of crap happened at Standard Rock. But I want to bring this also back to Higgins. All right? Don't forget, today I told you in detail about how Higgins has, get out my notes, I don't want to overlook anything here. Okay, my notes are everywhere. Yep, how Higgins has slandered good activists, water protectors, sabotaged federal events. I've talked about 3 federal events. Proof, 2. Proof. It's on my Facebook page. I'll put it on the description for you so it's all clean and easy to access. But everything's on my Facebook page right now, all the proof. So I've proven he has done this to 2 federal events. Slander, sabotage, discrediting, defamation. This individual calls himself a media source. I can't say it enough. So I'm going to put all the links again to the proof in the description. If anybody ever says anything about Higgins, you could be able to just simply copy and paste this link. Best way of data banking information, you guys that are on Facebook, a lot of people don't know this. When you go to message someone, you can message your own self. So say, I'm Billy Taylor. I'll go to write a message, type in Billy Taylor, my own bubble. I can send myself a message. So my suggestion, give me 24 hours to get all the links in order, get it all nice and neat and organized. But my suggestion, copy and paste this link, post it out. Post it out. This way you have it. It's easy, accessible. If anybody ever argues with you guys. You know what, Diana? No, you're right. They don't have to act all shattered. There's a number of different ways to act about rape. I was raped and molested as a fucking kid. All right, for a long time. In fact, the majority of my girlfriends were as well. Birds of a feather flock together. I was the individual there to help them cope. That heard the stories, the horror stories. These are girls that have been raped for years at a very young age. So it's not a fucking subject to be. No, I know. The majority of people won't talk about it. These are the things that for years people talked about. You don't air your dirty laundry. This is the type of shit they don't air. This is why stats such as 1 out of 3 women are sexually molested at a young age, and 1 out of 9 men. Because you don't talk about it. Because that's been the stigma. No. But I'm calling her out on it. Is it true or not? Because this is distracting from the people we really need to get the hell out of here. It really is. I'm calling her out on it. She needs to make a police report. I've offered her a case, pro bono. She didn't have to give her a name, nothing, all this. I got her dang text messages to Higgins the night of. A woman is not going to text in the manner and have the words she has placed. I don't believe Active Now does. I know that they had to go through a process to dissolve it. This way they're not charged any more money. There was a lot of money that was coughed up on Active Now. I think the numbers I heard was $5,000 and a couple different times a chunk of change. So the numbers could be up to 7, 10. Just that's a guesstimate.
So they're not looking to encounter any more cost. So they're looking to dissolve it. I don't know how long of a process that is. I know, this is tax reasons and stuff. This is the reason why they got to dissolve it. So I don't know if it is. I do know Higgins is still parading around with that name. He's taking images from that. He's stolen a lot from acting. Now, again, good people, hearts and minds in the right places, and I bet you he is. Well, I bet you Ed is loving it. His enemies, clearing his name on something. But that kind of shows you where I stand too. I'm an upstanding guy. I'm not gonna. I hate that fucking guy with a passion. Hate him. He's a piece of He really is. All right, guys. This is it. After this, Billy, when are you gonna release the text messages? I'll tell you what. Give me 15 minutes. I'll make a separate post just for that. That is a good one. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about that. But after this, I'm gonna let everybody know I'm done. This has been a long journey, so I'm basically uninstalling Facebook. If you guys need to get a hold of me, Messenger will be up. Higgins ever acts out of line or anything, just let me know. I got a big bullhorn. That guy, he hates it. I'll give him a headache. Again, I do know Higgins will harass people, and don't. I'm not afraid of him. He uses Ding Chat, DING or Ding Tone. I'm sorry, that's what I found out. Applications like that, DINGTONE. If you guys look it up, but applications like that, where you can change your phone number, he will harass people that way. So like 3 in the morning, it's bad. But this is the last you guys are going to see me. So if you need me, just get a hold of me through Messenger. Anything happens, don't be afraid to reach out. Guess that's it. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. Next time you see me, I'll probably be in a big action, or what I do is when there's a call, I answer that call. So it'll probably be a federal event or something. You're gonna see my butt out. Love you guys. Remember, stuff's frustrating, so don't take time to recenter yourself. Family days, go to the woods and just sit there in peace. Put your phone down. Get rid of the electronics. That stuff can drive you mad. Up until the early mornings and arguing and fighting for the revolution. I get it, I know. But we all need some me time. We need to recenter ourselves, refine ourselves. It's very easy to get caught up in this and get so passionate, you lose who you are. So, I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this tonight, try to get it all together. But I want to kind of go find who I am. Love you guys.